Hi, this is Doc Russ
And Karen.
with Lose Weight for Good. And Karen, what do you think we're going to talk about today?
Meditating.
Yes, actually we are. But I want to talk about meditating in the context of actually losing weight for good.
But I need to meditate to lose weight?
Well, it certainly does help, but no, you don't need to meditate to lose weight. But there is a lot of lessons to be learned from people who are really, really good at meditating.
Okay.
Now, so, for instance, last weekend, Karen and I attended a course on self-compassion, and during that course, a leading researcher about meditation said something that I thought was really profound. Do you remember what that was?
That meditators tend to let their mind wander just as much as everybody else?
Just as much as everyone else.
I
Now,
thought that was interesting.
That's really interesting because I always thought that I just really sucked at meditating. Which, I'm not a world-class meditator. But when my mind would wander, I would immediately start to beat myself up and say, oh my gosh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at this, and I realized something. The amount that your mind wanders doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is, do you notice it fast enough? And are you able to bring yourself back into meditation? So how does this relate to people who need to lose weight for good?
That's a really good question.
Well, it's like this. The only difference between people who never have to diet and people who always have to diet is that the people who never have to diet, they notice when they're off track right away. And they're able to correct with little tiny corrections instead of big, huge 50-pound corrections. So in that way, they're just like world-class meditators. So think about this. If the only difference between world-class meditators and people who never meditated before is the fact that their mind wanders exactly the same amount, but the world-class meditators are able to, one, notice it, and two, put themselves back on track faster, and think about how that applies to you and people around you that you think never have to diet. Imagine if the only difference between you and them is that they get off track the same amount of times. It's just that they notice it faster, and they're able to make small corrections to get back on track.
You know what? And I bet they don't beat themselves up over it either.
No, of course not, because they don't even realize that they're failing. They don't look at it that way. They just see it as, oh, I'm a little off track. So you know what? I'm going to pass on the pizza.
This is Karen
And Doc Russ.
for Lose Weight for Good.